Before I was a stand-up comedian, you guys don't know me, I'm a stand-up comedian. Before I was a stand-up comedian, I was a documentary filmmaker, which is what everyone wants to hear from their stand-up comedian. It's like, let's tell references to Michael Moore. Not interested. Not interested. But I was up for a job. I was hosting on the web for Vice. I did a series called Soul Food about eating and munchies and the relationship between religion and food, and it was super dope, really fun. And they were doing a show on HBO about women, and I was like, fuck yes, I have a vagina. Hire me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was my thought. And I know Vice likes really sexy kind of stuff. They like sexy, they like edgy. So a friend of mine was like, you know what? I used to date this girl who was a domie. Does anybody here know what a domie is? Anybody? Clap, one person. One guy? Do you want to shout out what you think a domie is? No. No, not a dominatrix, but a good guess. Good guess. I like that. No, a domie is, so if you go downtown in Koreatown, this is a thing that exists in Koreatown in Los Angeles, it exists in Korea too. It's kind of like a host who will sit with you in a karaoke bar and make sure that you have a nice time. That can just kind of like creep over into prostitution, though. Do you know what I mean? As you do, as you do, as you do. You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference between getting some guy a drink, putting a finger up your butt? It's all copacetic, right? So he used to date this girl who was a domie, and I was like, fuck yeah, that sounds dope. I'm totally down to do that, right? They have ads on Craigslist where you can join and you can become a domie, but we have an in with this girl, so she sends like the sexiest looking picture that I have of myself to this guy, and it's just like, you know, like just like, you know, just like the one where it looks like you're farting, but like, you know, it's like that one. So she sends it, and I'm in. I'm like, I get to go in, so I go over to her house, and we're like, this is gonna be fucking awesome. We got a friend to shoot it. We go to Fry's, where you can buy a spy watch. And there was no budget for this shoot, so then we returned the spy watch after it was over. So guys, just know that Fry's has your back if you ever need electronics just for a night for your borderline prostitution gig. And so this spy watch is about the size of my head. You know what I mean? It's a man's watch, but it's like, you know, and then we have it and we're checking it and we're like, this is gonna be fucking awesome. And it's just like, and we're getting ready and I have this dress and it's like my boobs are up to my eyeballs, and the other girl just has this like porcelain skin. She's super cute. She's just got this like swath of like, you know, just this swath of just really dark hair, pale skin, dark hair, just like a little Betty Boop. She's just like, super cute. So it's the two of us, the spy watch. We've got like, you know, we've got like a microphone, like a hidden microphone and stuff. I mean, really, like, I felt like Inspector Gadget meets whore. You know, just, I was like, this is gonna be fucking awesome. That was like my refrain for the evening, which was great. So once we got ready, you go downtown to an abandoned parking lot on Wilshire by a Denny's, different kind of Grand Slam, and you get into this like unmarked van, like an unmarked white van that kind of like sidles up, and I was like, whole different kind of Batmobile. I'm in, you know, just this kind of very like, so you're supposed to get into the van. And so we're waiting for this car to show up, right? And the like this van, and it's like all these women, and they're like, you know, just like this, the van like careens into the parking lot, and they pass us by. They pass us by, right? And then she gets a text message from the dude, okay? The dude who's like in the van. And she goes, okay, Kiran, that's me, I'm Kiran. She goes, this is like super fucked up, and you know, and I like don't know why people like think like this, but he just told me that they don't like colored girls of any kind. And what I appreciated was the pause between colored girls and of any kind, as if I was just going to be like, no. No. I don't think you understand. That's not, I'm just, like I was going to make an argument about it. I just thought that was amazing. You think I'm going to argue with you over what a colored girl is? Now, and it's like I could hear, like the air goes out of the room when you say that a little bit. But I noticed that in myself, what happened is that I got mad. Like I got like belligerent. Do you know what I mean? I was a math Olympiad. Like my boobs are up to my eyeballs right now. Are you telling me that these men are more racist than they are dudes? I was like, a hole is a hole is a hole is a hole. I was like, Martin Luther King said that. That was a direct quote. I was just like, I was like, I can convince these men. I was like, I like Tony Robbins my way back onto that van. Like I literally was like, put me in, coach, I got this. I'll convince them. You don't understand, I got a pussy. They can't be more like, they're not more racist than they are, dude. This is America. And I got the guy to drive back. Yeah. And I was like, I got this. And she was like, you're crazy. And I was like, you're a little Betty Boop of racism. You shouldn't have said that shit to my face. She was like, sorry, I gotta go. And so she left. I get in and like now pride. I mean, just imagine now I'm like getting it. I mean, this is a legal activity, but I'm getting into this van with my watch and I'm just like stepping in like I'm a queen. And I could have sat at the back of that bus, but I didn't. I sat at the front like a Rosa Parks of prostitution. I was like, not today, sir. And so we go into rooms. Like what happens is you get out of the van and then you go into a series of rooms. Like he'll say a room number, you do 5, 7, 14. And so now you go to a karaoke bar, you go into the room 5, 7, 14, and you line up with all these other girls and you stand there and you kind of are like trying to be like, huh? Pick me? I did a lot of that, so it might have just been my shitty personality. That was the problem. But so I go into one room, not picked. I was like, brush it off, right, Jay-Z? And then it's like, go into a second room, not picked. 44 rooms later, guys, not picked. And I just gotta say, it kind of hurt. 44 rooms? That's a lot of rooms. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, I've never been insecure about the color of my skin. Like personally, it's just never been a thing. I know that's a thing in the world, but it's never been, like I'm insecure about other stuff. My eyes bug out of my head, my nose is too big for my face, whatever. But it's never been my skin tone because like just for me, I've always thought like, are you telling me that you would rather be with a busted looking white woman? Like you want to be with like a Roseanne Barr, you know what I mean? Like, do you understand? Like, rather than like a mediocre Kiran Deol, like that's just bad math. That's just like not good. That's just not good logic. You know, I just always thought it didn't make any sense to do that, but here we are. You know, I'm in this situation, not arrested at this point, so that's something, but really feeling pretty down about the whole thing. And then I thought about it and I was like, Kiran, you've been in Los Angeles all this time, and everywhere you look in the entertainment industry, there's so much racism. There's racism when you're talking about who you hire in a writer's room, and when you're talking about who gets to be in front of the camera, and who gets to be the executives in charge of the people who get to be in front of and behind the camera. It's just everywhere you look, we live in a layer cake of racism. So why did you expect to go to the illicit borderline prostitution ring in Koreatown and expect that it would be like, justice? This is what I expected, but there it was, you know what I mean? So I didn't end up getting arrested by the police, and I made it through, and I learned a different way to be friendly to gentlemen. Like I learned to lift up my skirt and be like, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't work. But I also have a message for all of you here today. And that message is, we don't have to be people who make decisions based on the color of people's skin. And there's a way that you get to vote in America, and that's with your dollars. So the next time that you are going to hire an illicit borderline prostitute, I just want you to remember to choose diversity.